Hey guys, John here with Accuracy Quoting. You could be burning 17 grand a year using spreadsheets to quote, and that's if you spend only 45 minutes on a quote. Let's get into it. I used to use these massive spreadsheets, and these truly are monstrous spreadsheets. There's all kinds of data in here. And this is just like everybody else for the most part, especially when you get started. And it did work. It helped us get to a more consistent number that was at least close when I would quote it versus when my wife would quote it, at least for the cutting portion of quotes. It got a lot more spread out number-wise when we started getting into some of the other services that we offer, but cutting-wise, we were at least close. But man, this was tedious. So our first step when we would start these quotes was to drop all of these files into our nesting package. From there, we would nest it, manually input all the quantities. That way we could estimate how many sheets there were. So we would have to fill in what the thickness was for everything, quantity, then nest it. And then from there we would pull all of this information out and paste it into here. We were able to at least copy and paste straight from the nesting package. And then we would come in and we would have to manually input the material, input the thickness again, and then put our cut process. So we generated these figures, and then we would go into QuickBooks or whatever software you're using, and we would have to manually input all of the pricing information and all of the quantity information. In QuickBooks, now I'm sure that there's some other options out there that may even work better, but in QuickBooks you could not copy and paste all of the information from Excel. You had to manually copy and paste one line at a time. And we've had a few quotes that were in the 80 to 150 parts range, and that is awful. This just really ended up wearing me down, having to use 3 different pieces of software to get a number. And I really just wanted something better. That's why I created Accuracy Quoting. The math alone shows that if you spend 45 minutes per quote on 15 quotes a week, you could save over $17,000 a year. And that's with conservative estimates there. So saving only 40% of the time that you're currently spending quoting, and then your time billed out at $75 an hour. I can tell you for us, it's turned out to save us a lot more time than that. There are some quotes that we can get out and to a customer in just a couple of minutes. Like if somebody came to me with this, at this point I feel so confident with the software, I just dump it in, input the quantity, select my customer or create a new one, and then I just hit send. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at quoting this exact job in the quoting software. I think that you guys will be surprised at how quickly you can do it. I can tell you that when I was trying to put some content together for this video, I was a little surprised. We actually did this job. There were a couple of pain points that I know, and there were a couple of things that I missed in this quote, and the software hit it dead nuts. So let's take a look at that. So I've gone ahead and created a blank quote in the test account that I use for videos like this. This is set up at least pretty similar to what we have on production. Not quite as many materials, but it's not too far off. So I'm going to go ahead and drag some files in from over there on the side. Now the way that I have always set my files up is I put the thickness, the material, and then the quantity right up here in the file name. And so that makes it really quick for me to come in here and just start hammering them out. Now I'm probably going to trail off a little bit when as I'm doing this, just because to be honest it's a little hard to talk and do this, but I really don't want to speed this up just because I want you guys to see just how fast it can be. Now, one thing that has been really helpful is having these numbers up here I don't know if you guys saw that, but I accidentally hit the 1 a second time, and so I had 1,000, and I needed 186. So super helpful to have all that, because it can really make this stuff go pretty quick. And you guys will configure all of the materials based on what your shop uses and the rates that you are spending on them. I use Alro a lot for my material, and I have set up material discounts in there that are pretty close to what they seem to give me, based on how much weight we're ordering at a time, whether it's 500 pounds or 10,000 pounds. It seems to work out pretty good. Okay, so we are done. Now we're going to go ahead and save that. This came out to $13,000. So let's see if we can take a look at this side by side. Now, I just said it came out to $13,000, but there were a few things that we missed on this. One of the biggest ones that we missed was this one right here. Somehow we charged 62 cents for some stainless steel pieces that got cut. And those stainless steel pieces are right here, so we can actually see those. Now, I can't buy a sheet of this material. I checked yesterday. I can't buy a sheet of this material for under $900 right now. So this pricing is really not too bad. This includes, setting it up and running an entire sheet of these parts. So that 62 cents, that was way off. Now another one that was way off was these. This at a half inch, 558 of them, we charged, let me see, where is that? It's this one. We charged 89 cents for those. These things were miserable to make. And this was even on our 12 kilowatt laser, because we truly have a 12 kilowatt laser, and we were cutting this with compressed air at about 300 inches a minute. This still took, I want to say it was around 5 hours to cut. I mean, and now that was 2 years ago, so I might be off, but that was just miserable. And then you have to knock them all out, and then you got to clean them all up. So, like, there was a lot to it that now the software is catching. The spreadsheet also did not account for if you're doing 11 gauge and you got 4 lines of it. This software is smart enough to know that you probably are not going to be indexing sheets for every line. You'll be putting some of these parts on this, and so on and so forth. So it stacks the discounts based on the material. So all in all, yeah, this number came out higher, but it is far more accurate uh, to what we saw in real life. So you guys saw how fast that was. Now all I would have to do is hit print, or I could hit send. We use the print button if we want to do a PDF and send it to our customers that way. And both of these options work really well. So I hope that was useful for you guys. And if you guys are interested in taking a look at the software, I've got a free trial right now until the end of May 2026. I'm running a discount so you can get the first 2 months for 50% off. So give us a shot. Let me know what you think. You can shoot me a message via support or email. I'd love to hear from you guys. There's a Facebook group for accuracy quoting, and there's a Facebook group for quoting for laser, plasma, and waterjet if you guys are interested in joining. Appreciate your time. Thanks. Bye.